I'm going to read the last Firehawk. The title is Silver Swamp. Chapter 1. The Unusual Flowers. Tek and Scarlet stood in a dusty clearing and examined the magical map. The ground felt like sand beneath their feet. It twinkled in the sunlight. Scarlet pointed to a group of tall trees on the map. The trees stood in the middle of an island surrounded by dark water. She read the label, Silver Swamp. It looks like that where the giant birds nest are, Tek said. Scarlet nodded. I wonder why they call it the Silver Swamp. I guess we're going to find out, Tek said. Let's go. He tucked the map into his sack. The sun shined bright as they walked along a dusty path. I hope Blaze is okay, Scarlet said. I hope so too, Tek replied. But she's strong and brave, and she has the special Firehawk powers. A little way ahead, Tek could see a clearing. The ground was covered in brightly colored, unusual-looking flowers. Tek gasped. The flowers were like nothing he had ever seen before. Some grew taller than him. Others shone pink and green and yellow neon colors. They glowed like fireflies. Look at that, Scarlet exclaimed. She ran over and stood beneath the huge mushroom. It towered over her like a giant umbrella. Scarlet sniffed a bell-shaped flower, then reached out to touch its petals. When, puff! A bright sparkly purple glitter shot out of the flower. It covered Scarlet's face and fur. Scarlet, they called, rushing over to her. Are you okay? Ouch! Scarlet sneezed. I'm okay. This snuff is just sticky. She brushed at a glitter but it stuck to her fur. Tek laughed. You look super sparkly. Scarlet rolled her eyes as she kept brushing her fur. They pulled out the map to check they were going the right way. The magical golden fairies had drawn this map of the Cloud Kingdom. Now each time Tek and Scarlet looked at it, it changed to show them where they were. Two small figures stood on the map in the middle of the colorful clearing. They looked just like Scarlet and Tek. That's us, Scarlet said, pointing at the tiny figure. Don't touch the paper with your sticky paw. Tek warned. You'll make the map all glittery. Scarlet huffed and continued walking. Tek was about to follow her, but something caught his eye on the map. He frowned as he took a closer look. The dark smudge was back, and this time it was even darker. Scarlet, Tek said, what do you think this is? But then a rustling sound came from the trees behind him. Tek pulled out his dagger. Chapter 2. Into the dark. The rustling sound continued. Do you hear that? Whispered Scarlet. She stood walking and turned back toward Tek. Hear what? Scarlet asked. Tek looked around, but couldn't see anyone in the nearby trees. Scarlet held out her slingshot. What's wrong? She asked. The black smudge is back on the map, she whispered. I heard something in the trees. I think we are being followed. They thought about the dark figure they had seen when they arrived in the Cloud Kingdom. Scarlet narrowed her eyes and looked toward the trees. I don't see anyone, she said. It's probably just the wind. They was sure it had heard something, but Scarlet was right. There was no one in the trees. Maybe the strange dark smudge on the map is just making me feel jumpy, they thought. Let's stay on our guard, he told Scarlet. We don't know what new dangers we might discover. As they watched, the path became wider and wider. They noticed that the ground was becoming damp and muddy. Watch out, Scarlet called from a little way ahead. There are some big puddles. The farther they walked, the wetter and the muddier the ground became. Their feet squelched in the mud. It came up to their ankles. This must be swamp, Tek said. I wish Blaze was here so they could fly me over this. I really hate getting wet, Scarlet grumbled. She held a tail in the air to keep it dry. Me too, Tek said. I'm too small to carry you on my back, but we'll walk through it together. It stopped suddenly. Just a moment before, they had been walking in the sun, but now it was as if someone had turned out the lights. Scarlett noticed too. Tag, it's so dark. What just happened? Tag asked. It was daytime just a second ago. Scarlett pointed to the sky. Tag gazed up. A huge silver moon shone above. It was twice the size of the moon in Perugia. It was like a shiny coin in the sky. Tag examined the map. He said, look at this. He pointed at the picture of the sun on one side of the map. That's where we came from, Scarlett said. Then they pointed to the silver swamp. On the side of the map was a picture of the moon. Maybe the side of the cloud kingdom is always light, Scarlett said, and this side is always dark. They put the map back in his sack and felt a shiver run through his feathers. In the dark, it would be harder to see if danger was close by. He thought of the darkest march again. Tag, Scarlett cried. She held out her slingshot, her eyes wide. Two dark figures stood a little way ahead in the trees, staring at them. Chapter 3. The strangers. Tag pulled out his dagger and moved closer to Scarlett. The two dark figures watched them. Do you think they are dangerous? Whispered Scarlett. Tag could feel the fur shaking. I'm not sure, Tag said. They could be friendly. Tag and Scarlett crept forward. The stranger did the same. Tag narrowed his eyes. There was something familiar about these figures. No, Scarlett said. One of them has a slingshot just like me. But the others have a dagger like mine, Tag whispered. He stood as tall as he could. Who are you? He shouted, trying to sound brave. His voice echoed around the trees. Who are you? A voice echoed back. I'm Tag, they replied. This is Scarlett. We're searching for a friend. Friend. The strange voice repeated. Maybe they're trying to tell us they are friendly, Scarlett guessed. She lowered her slingshot and the stranger did the same. They walked closer to figures and left. Scarlett put up paws on her hips. What's so funny? She asked. They look like us because they are us. They laughed, yelled out a wing to one of the strangers, and the stranger copied the action. They are reflections. The tree trunks were silver and the moonlight shone off them, turning them into shiny mirrors. All around, Tag and Scarlett could see their reflections staring back at them. Look at the water, Tag said. It's silver like the trees. Scarlett grinned and gave her reflection a high five. Her paw sparkled in the lights. Oh, you're right, Tag, she said. I'm still so glittery. They watched on zigzagging through the silvery trees. Soon there was more water than solid ground. How deep do you think this water will get? Scarlett asked, worried. You know I can't swim. The silvery water was almost up to her waist now. There might be something under there waiting to bite us, she added. We still got a way to go until we reach the tall trees, Tag said. You think there was a quicker way to cross the swamp? It thought about flying ahead, but it couldn't leave Scarlett behind. Croak, what was that? Scarlett asked. She grabbed the slingshot. Tag pulled out his dagger again. Even with the big bright moon, it was hard to see. Croak. Tag peered through the darkness. 100 small eyes peered back at them. Chapter 4. The Swamp. Run, Scarlett! Tag yelled. Splash! Tag and Scarlett ran through the silvery water as quickly as they could. but the bright-eyed creatures crawled closer and closer. Tig and Scarlet stood back to back in the water as the creatures surrounded them. Tig's wing shook as he held his dagger. The moonlight reflected off of the tree trunks onto the water below. Hundreds of toads stared up at Tig and Scarlet. There are so many of them, Tig said. He wished the blaze was here. Her powers were so strong. She would be able to scare them away with a cry or blast them with a fireball. He and Scarlet only had the weapons. The toads crouched and splashed around in front of them, but they didn't seem to be coming any closer. What are they doing? Scarlet asked. Tig scratched his head. I'm not sure. They're not looking at us anymore. He stepped toward a large balloon-shaped toad sitting on a log floating nearby. Hello, Tig said. The toad stared at Tig. Hello, it croaked. Then it stuck out its long tongue, and plop, it jumped into the water to join its friends. Tig sighed and put his dagger away. They're just normal toads, he said. I don't think they will hurt us. I think they are playing, Scarlet did. She put a paw on a log and some sticky glitter on a fur came off onto it. Excuse me, she said to nearby toad. We are looking for our friend. Can you help us find? Croak. The toad jumped away from Scarlet. Scarlet said. I guess he didn't want to talk. She turned to another group of toads. Can you any of help us find our friend? She asked. Get away, the toad croaked. They quickly swam off. Wait, Scarlet called. We want to hurt you. What was that all about? Those toads left in a hurry, Tig said. Scarlet shrugged. Maybe we scared them. Tig frowned. The first toad I talked to hadn't seemed scared, he thought. Something is not right. Suddenly, a large toad popped its head up out of the water. It looked Scarlet, then Tig. Danger! The toad croaked. Then all the other toads leaped away from Tig and Scarlet as fast as they could hop. Come back, they called after the toads. Where is the danger? He held out his dagger, searching for danger. But the toads had gone, and the swamp was still and silent. Get ready, Tig told Scarlet. If danger coming, we need to be ready to fight. Chapter 5. Scarlet's idea. Tig and Scarlet held out their weapons. They continued on their way, looking around nervously, but no new dangers appeared. We should stop to eat. Tig suggested after a while. We'll need our energy to get the rest of the way through this swamp. Scarlet nodded. Good idea. I'm hungry. They sat on a fallen log. They ate some berries and drank some water. I wish we could move faster, Scarlet said. Blaze needs us. And this swampy water really slowing us down. But how can we move faster? Tig asked. You can't fly without Blaze. I've got an idea, Scarlet grinned. She pulled at some vines hanging overhead. Help me with these vines. Tig helped to pull down the vines. Then he watched as Scarlet twist them together. Tig smiled. You're making a raft, he said, just like a lullaby lake. Scarlet nodded. We'll move quicker on top of the water, and we won't get wet. They found 2 large sticks so we can use these to steer the raft, she said. When the raft was finished, Scarlet climbed on. It's a bit wobbly, Scarlet said, but it'll do. Which way? They pulled out the map, being careful not to get it wet. The small pictures of him and Scarlet were right in the middle of the silver swamp. That way, he said. We should reach the torch ridge soon. Together, they steer the raft across the water. They could hear the toads croaking far behind them. His stomach flipped over, wondering what the toads had seemed so afraid of. Hopefully, we are leaving the danger far behind, he thought. Look, Scarlet said. Up ahead was a shadowy outline of tall trees on island. As they got closer, they saw the trees had long, twisted black branches. The trees stretched so high that they couldn't see their tops. We've almost made it, they cried, but it must be somewhere on the island. Tag? Scarlet whispered, pointing at the water. Small ripples moved across the surface. There's something down there. Tig froze. He watched the silver water as ripple moved closer. Then, bang! Something hard hit the side of the raft. Tig wobbled and lost his balance. He fell off the raft and sank into the deep cold water.